Hey everybody, welcome back to the Warboss Fitz channel, and today we are going to be looking at the Rebel Guerrillas. Now for the models I'm going to be putting up on this episode, they are going to be Games Workshop models that you can use in the Rebel Guerrilla army. In case you are a 40k player and you want to check out one-page rules, or if the only models you have access to are Games Workshop models, in one-page rules you can use anything because it is model agnostic, but these are just visuals to show what you can use from the Games Workshop catalog. First thing we're going to do is look at some of the rules. Counterattack, strikes first when charged. That's always a good one. If you have counterattack on your melee units, this always means that you're going to get the full potential out of them, even if they get charged first. Dug in, this model and its unit get counterattack. That's the way to get counterattack that we just talked about. Guerrilla Tactics, that is the movement rule. It's going to be on a character to give some more mobility to the army. Hidden Tunnels, this model and its unit get ambush. So a lot of the squads in the Rebel Guerrillas army have ambush, and this is a way with a character attached you can make any unit in the army ambush. Hunter counts as having the ambush rule and gets AP +2 when shooting on the round in which it deploys. This is going to be great for a counter-strike unit, making them super effective on the turn that they pop up. Medical Training gives this model and his unit regeneration. Protected counts everything coming in as AP -1 for a little bit extra protection. That's why it's called Protected. Spotting Laser is something that we saw back when we did the Dow Union. It has a 30-inch range, and on a 4+ you get to put a marker on the enemy unit you shot at, and then for every one of those models that you take off of that unit, you get +1 to hit. And also, one-page rules has clarified that the unit that puts on the spotting laser can also use the spotting laser. And then takedown, once per game when this model attacks in melee, you pick one model in the unit as the target. You hit the target on a 2-up and it takes 1 hit with AP 1 and Deadly 3. Resolved as if it is a unit of 1. This is like a sniper melee rule. So that's it for the rules. Let's look at the spells. We don't really look at the offensive spells, we look at the buffs. Foresight 1, target friendly unit within 12 gets +1 to hit next time it shoots. This is going to be very valuable in the army because you're looking at an average of a 4+ or 5+ quality. Protective Dome, 3 friendly units within 12 get stealth next time they are shot at, which is again good for this army because you're looking at a mostly 5-up defense in the army. So just reducing the number of times you get shot is going to increase your survivability. And then Psychic Speed 3, target 2 friendly units within 12, they get +3 or +6 inches of movement next time they charge. You do have a lot of melee units in this army, and getting them into combat faster is always going to be better. So that's it for the rules and the spells. Let's take a look at some of the units. And like usual, we start off with the heroes. There are only 2 of them here. We have the Rebel Leader is the first one we're going to look at. Quality 4, Defense 5, Hero, Toughness 3. Comes with a pistol with 2 shots and 2 attacks with a close combat weapon. So let's check out the upgrades it can do. It can do the Bounty Hunter for takedown, Hidden Tunnels for ambush, Dug In for counterattack, Caster 2, which gets you the spells, and Guerrilla Tactics for the extra movement. Now jumping ahead a little bit, we'll pop up the next one, the Simian Champion, just to show you that this guy has no upgrades in the unit. So for unit upgrades, your only option is the Rebel Leader, and if you're using Force Organization, that'll reduce the number you can take. Like here in 2,000 points, I can only get 3 of these. So with that in mind, takedown is not something I'm going to use that character for. So we'll just take that right off the list. Don't worry about that. So that leaves us with ambush, counter, caster, and guerrilla tactics. And my choice is always going to be Hidden Tunnels for ambush. And we'll talk about why when we get to the units. You can switch out the pistol for the array of pistols, carbines, shotguns, and even a sniper rifle if you want. You can replace the close combat weapon with an energy sword or an energy fist. And then to blend in with other squads, you have the option for camo cloak for stealth, wings for ambush and flying, or a combat bike with fast and +3 toughness. We'll build a couple squads as we go along just to show you what you can do with this guy. Next we're going to go to the Simian Champion. We already kind of looked at it. Quality 4, Defense 4, 6 attacks, AP 1, Furious Hero, and Toughness 6. The only option you have with this character is to give it a claw gauntlet, which gives it rending in melee. That's it. That's all the options. So as far as characters go, this, in my opinion, is just not a good character. It's got toughness 6, so it's got the body to be tanky, but defense 4, it's just not. Then 6 attacks at AP 1, even if you put rending on there, it's not going to be something that the enemy really is going to care about. Even if it gets into combat, it's not going to do much damage at all. Hitting on a 4 with 6 attacks, averaging 3, maybe? I'm sure when OPR comes back to the army, there's going to be some updates. But right now, this character ain't it. So let's move on to the next unit, which is Rebels. 10 of them, 145 points, quality 5, defense 5. They all have carbines for 2 shots and 1 attack with close combat weapons. So they have here a ton of different options, like a lot. So instead of going through one by one, let me just give you some ideas. You are quality 5, which means that you're not going to hit much with the carbine, but at 145 you're cheap enough. You can sit back on an objective, take a couple shots, and just with weight of fire, you're going to be doing some damage. So let's make that weight of fire a little bit better. Down here, you could put shotguns in the unit. Switch out all those carbines for shotguns for free. Range is only 12 at that point, but it is AP 1, and at 145, that could be a scary unit. You can put 3 plasma rifles in the unit, but again, you're only going to be hitting on 5. So I wouldn't rely on them for anything. If you could put 6 in there, maybe, but with just 3, the odds say you're going to hit with 1. And that's the same thing down here with the rest of the weapons. The only one that really stands out is the Flamer because it has reliable, which means you always hit on a 2. And you'll also notice that it is double the price of a plasma rifle because they know you're always going to hit on a 2. Single fusion rifle, hitting on a 5, not worth it. Rocket launchers, not worth it. Grenade launchers, not worth it. This is all my opinion. You know, I'll just state that. This is my opinion. You could definitely put those in there. Minigun, maybe. And with the way split fire works in the game, maybe a minigun and the rest of them having shotguns. That way you can put 18 shots into something close and 4 shots into something further away. All of it's AP1. It synergizes a bit. You give one model a gun drone for a 24-inch one-shot AP1 shot, but it's limited, so you only get it once per game. And then there's medical training to give the unit regeneration. For 30 points, I don't know if I would care about this unit having regeneration. Of course, that's the way I envision this unit. These rebels are moving forward. I'm going to keep them real cheap with all shotguns. So instead of having 10 tough rebels, I'll have 20 rebels that are just going to be throwing more lead downrange. Now for the rebel leader on this, a good one for this unit would be ambushing, hidden tunnels, popping up 9 inches away from the enemy, meaning all your shotguns are going to be in range to just pop up and blast things. But if I'm going to spend the 60 points, I'll turn it into 40 shots with 20 shotguns. Because that's my orc side coming out. I love the Deca. Next unit we're going to look at is the other cheap unit. We have Strikers. Quality 5, defense 5, 1 shot with a pistol at 12, and 2 attacks apiece with close combat weapons. So again, looking at rate of fire, you can switch out the pistols with burst guns to get them 2 shots apiece at 6 for free. You could do a plasma pistol or a flamer in the squad, and you'll notice here the plasma pistol is still 5, but then the flamer is a 20-point upgrade. You could do 2 energy swords in close combat to give them a little bit more teeth, and you can give them all wings, which give them ambush and flying. Now, in my opinion, the way to use these strikers, because they are quality 5, instead of going for energy swords and the sergeant energy sword option, just weight of attacks is what this unit is going to have. Kind of like our shotgun squad, 10 guys, 20 attacks, or combine the unit, 20 guys, 40 attacks. And ambushing is the way I would like to use them. You can see a theme here. Now you could go for the wings for 50 points, or you can go back to the rebel leader with hidden tunnels for 60. The wings save you 10 points, and you can put the rebel leader somewhere else. So if you're hurting for where to put a character, instead of putting it on the strikers, just give them wings, and just let that weight of attacks pull your enemies down. Next unit is Spotters. Quality 5, defense 5. They all have carbines, 1 close combat weapon. They have scout and stealth. Scout, the way they've redone Scout is that they are the last unit in your army to deploy, And then after they deploy, before turn 1 starts, they can move 12 inches, or they can be put anywhere on the board within 12 inches of where they started. And then stealth means that when enemies shoot at you over 9 inches away, they're -1 to hit. So what this unit does have is something that I think more sniper units should have. You can take 3 of those carbines, upgrade them to sniper rifles, and then you can replace one of those sniper rifles with a high explosive rifle or an anti-tank rifle. The high explosive for blast or the anti-tank rifle for deadly 3. Me being a historical player before I played one-page rules, I wish you could switch all the sniper rifles over to be kind of like an anti-tank rifle squad, but where you can only do one, pick your poison, either blast or deadly 3. In my mind, because I like destruction, I would choose one of those, or if you don't, those 3 squad members are going to hit on a 2 with a sniper rifle and they can pick their target. And this is where you can put the spotting laser on the squad. You could take up to 5. You can have every member carrying a spotting laser, but they're 25 points apiece. That gets pretty pricey. If you're running a Rebel Guerrilla army with a lot of shooting, it would be worth having at least one of these squads. I wouldn't say 5 spotting lasers, 2 or 3 I think would be the sweet spot, and you could just spread out the love into the enemy army to help out all of your ranged units. Next unit to look at is the Elites. This is the little bit better version of your shooting squad. Quality 4, defense 4 comes with carbines for 2 shots and 1 attack in close combat, and then they are fearless. And I'll talk about the special rules as they come up. Fearless means whenever you fail a morale test, roll the dice on a 4 up, you pass. So on this squad with a quality 4, pretty much it's just a do-over on your morale test. So for shooting options, this is where you could put some points in. That 4 up to hit, in my mind, so much better than a 5. This is where you could do plasma rifles. You can have pocket fusion rifles in this squad. Medical training, you are defense 4, so it feels a little better in this squad. Then you can give the unit camo cloaks to be -1 to hit, and then you have your sergeant options. So with what we've looked at already, all those units are going to have a hard time popping tanks. So what I would do with these elites, fusion rifles, combine the unit, and this is where I'd put a rebel leader with the ambush rule. So that's pretty hefty at 320 points, but it's 2 pocket fusion rifles that pop up 9 inches away. You could strap on 4 plasma rifles to give you more AP4, making the unit 360 points, but they're going to do damage to whatever they aim at whenever they pop up. Next unit is Pioneers. Quality 5, defense 5. They come with shotguns and close combat weapons. So they have ambush and counterattack. So for options, you could do 1 fusion rifle or 1 flamer, and then close combat weapons, you can switch everybody out for an energy sword or an energy fist. So you could do the same strategy as before. Since they have ambush natively, you could do pocket fusion rifles, 190 points for 2 of them, and they already have ambush. Or you could go melee crazy with them. Give them all energy swords, 135 points, 270 points, 10 energy swords. You get the picture. You could even splash in some energy fists. I wouldn't put all of them in this squad. I'd have like 2 or 3 per squad, just because you're going to lose 1 or 2 guys as the fighting goes on, and losing an energy sword feels better than losing a energy fist. And with 2 of them, it's 8 attacks, AP4. You could have 20 attacks, AP4, but what are you really going to charge into that's going to take 20 AP4 attacks to kill? I can already hear you throwing suggestions at me down in the comment box. Next unit, straight up snipers. Quality 5, defense 5, they all have sniper rifles, and 1 attack with a close combat weapon. Now they have hunter and stealth. Stealth we already talked about. Hunter is the one where you have ambush, and you get AP +2 whenever you shoot in the round you deploy. So this unit, they pop up, AP3. Sniper rule, they're hitting on a 2, and they can choose their target. Now you could use all 3 of these to focus down 1 small character, 1 toughness 3 character, or you could pop them up and you could like remove all the upgrade stuff out of 1 squad. As far as sniper units go, this is probably one of the better sniper units that I've seen in the game. If you're going for a shooty version of the Rebel Guerrillas, snipers, definitely good option. Take 2, take 3 squads of them. They're gonna be worth it. Next unit is Simians. We got some big boys. Quality 4, defense 4, furious and toughness 3. Furious means whenever they charge and they roll a 6, it counts as an extra hit. So we call that exploding 6s. They have 3 attacks apiece with AP1, and their only option is to give them a claw gauntlet, which gives them rending. Now with rending, that means that if you roll a 6, they are AP4, and rending shuts off regeneration. So with Furious, if you roll 6, you're going to get the Rending rule, which that attack's going to be AP4. The extra hit you get is not going to be AP4, it's just going to count as a basic hit. I really wish there was a way to give them like AP2, but AP1 with Rending, that's the best we could do. We're going to have to deal with it. This is one of those squads that the Rebel leader with Ambush is going to be your friend in this squad. Because Simians popping up on turn number 2 and getting into combat immediately, you're going to get more mileage out of them than if they have to walk across the board. Next unit is Chelonians. God, I'm terrible with some of these names. Quality 3, defense 3. So this is the most elite style thing that we've seen so far. They are slow, which means instead of moving 6 and 12, they move 4 and 8. Toughness 3. They come with grenade launchers. 1 shot apiece, blast 3 to 18, and 3 attacks AP1 like the Simians were. And you replace the grenade launchers with wrist flamers for 1 shot, blast 3, and reliable at 12 inches. So again, I'm going to say it, Rebel leader with Ambush is going to be this unit's friend. Give them all wrist flamers. This way, instead of marching across the field and having the enemy ignore you because you're slow, you can pop up behind them, next to them, right in front of them, and start flaming stuff immediately. Try to land them in a target-rich environment, because if you kill the first squad and you're out on a flank, you're kind of stuck walking for the rest of the game. And then our last unit before we get into vehicles are Bikers. Quality 5, defense 5, fast and toughness 3. So fast, just like slow, it's different movement. Instead of going 6-12, you're going 8-16. Come with burst pistols for 3 shots and close combat weapons for 2 shots. You have the option for a sergeant and all the stuff that entails. You can also replace the close combat weapons for an energy lance, and the energy lance has 2 attacks AP1 with the lance rule. And the way lance rules works now in the new 3.4, you get +1 to hit rolls in AP1 in melee, so you're going to be hitting on a 4, and it's going to be AP2 whenever you charge. Then you can swap out one of the burst pistols with a plasma rifle, grenade launcher, shred rifle, fusion rifle, or a flamer. Now, what I would do with these bikes, I would do a fusion rifle, because you've got a lot of anti-infantry everywhere else. If you're running non-vehicles, then having the bikes out there with a fast fusion rifle is going to be a good choice for the army. The unit won't be able to take out a vehicle on its own since there's only one of them, but with supporting fire from other places or just harassing a vehicle for 2 or more turns, you could put something down. Or if you just want to go all melee, energy lances being AP2, they're going to do some damage. Now we move to vehicles. First one is the Jeep. The Humble Jeep. Quality 4, defense 2, fast, impact 3, strider, and toughness 6. Now what haven't we talked about? Strider, you ignore difficult terrain when you move. Impact 3, whenever you charge into something, as long as you're not fatigued, you get however many attacks that number says, in this case 3, and those hit on a 2. There's no AP, the enemy gets its normal armor save, but you're getting hit by a Jeep. Kind of self-explanatory there. Comes stock with a twin flamer for 2 attacks, 12 inches with blast 3 and reliable. You can make it a transport with transport 6. You can give it heavy plating for the AP -1 to enemy shots coming in. And then for weapons, you get a super heavy fusion rifle or a twin heavy machine gun, and I'm going to flat out say super heavy fusion rifle on this is the way to go. Unlike those bikes that have to harass something for a turn or 2, this Jeep is going to be able to kill smaller vehicles in 1 shot. Next vehicle is the Assault Vehicle. Quality 4, defense 2, fast, impact 3, and toughness 6. Comes with a pintle machine gun and a Gatling gun. You can give it the protected rule to give it AP -1. Then you can change the Gatling gun for a light battle cannon, flamer cannon, laser cannon, or a fusion cannon. And again, because all the other anti-infantry in your army, you're going to want to live in these 2 upgrades here, either the laser cannon or the fusion cannon. Last of the traditional vehicles is the Combat Walker. Quality 4, defense 2, fear 1, and toughness 6. Fear means that whatever number that is next to fear, you count as having caused that many wounds in melee. Just for whenever you're trying to figure out who won the combat, to see who has to take a morale test. And then it comes equipped with a heavy flamer, stomp, and a walker chainsaw. So in melee, they're not bad. They're rocking 8 attacks AP1. That coupled with the fear of 1, it's a pretty good close combat platform you're working with. But if you do want it to be a shooting version, you could do the Super Heavy Fusion, Twin Plasma Cannon, or the Twin Laser Machine Gun. Super Heavy Fusion to take out vehicles. Twin Plasma Cannons, use those against heavy armored squads, because with Blast of 3, it can only hit as many models are in the unit. So you want to shoot at units with at least 3 things in them, otherwise you're wasting the blast rule. And the Twin Laser Machine Gun is if you just want to watch a light show. 6 shots AP3, that's a good middle of the road between those two. Potential to do 6 damage to a vehicle, and firing 6 shots into a squad at AP3. It's going to be just about as deadly as the plasma cannon is. And last thing we are going to look at is the light dropship, the aircraft for the Army. Quality 4, Defense 2, aircraft Toughness 6, and Transport 11. Now, aircraft have changed. You can only use the advanced action, so you have to move 6 inches in a straight line, and then you add 30 to its total move. You ignore all the terrain, you ignore everything on the board. But whenever you activate them, you could turn before you move. So it doesn't fly off the board anymore, it just stays and circles the board. So what that has done is, instead of having aircraft on the board for 2 or maybe at the most 3 turns, you can have this on the board the whole game doing damage. And where it is minus 12 range and minus 1 to hit whenever you shoot at it, it's going to be around for a minute unless the enemy dedicates some real firepower to taking it out. So it comes with twin heavy machine guns and a minigun, so you're looking at 10 shots at AP1. I would replace that with twin laser cannons. Use this thing to go vehicle hunting because vehicles are not going to be able to hide from it. Like if the enemy has something like an artillery piece or a artillery vehicle behind a piece of cover, just fly over top the cover. I can see you. Another great thing you do with it with Transport 11, because you move 36 inches, load them up in your deployment zone, you can zip them across the board and deploy right next to the enemy on turn 1. But if you do that, it's going to expose you to more fire, and in that case, I would definitely put on the heavy plating. So that is all of the units and all of the little tricks I know for the Rebel Guerrillas. Now, I've built a 2,000 point army list. We're going to go out in the garage and we're going to have ourselves a battle. I've put together some interesting models that might bear some resemblance, but are completely different from another franchise that you might know about. I'm going to call these my terrorist teddy bears. So I'll see you out in the garage. Welcome out to the garage, everybody, and this is our force of completely legally distinct angry teddy bears. Please don't come for me, Mr. Mouse. In this list, we have 3 squads of rebels, 1, 2, 3, with shotguns. We have 2 squads of 20 strikers. Both of them are being led by rebel leaders with hidden tunnels, so both of these squads ambush. A squad of 6 simians, a squad of 6 bikers, and then 2 combat walkers. Combat walkers have twin laser machine guns. The bikers, they just have their pistols and 2 fusion rifles. And then because of the swap over to 3.4 right before this is going to be recorded, this used to be the commander of the army with the simians, but we had to drop him, and then we also had to take lances off of the bikes, so we are now back down to 2,000 points. Let's go check out what they're fighting today. On the other side of the board, we have the Battle Brothers. Now, this is going to be unchanged from last week. 3.4 did do a few things to the army, but I did not have anything to swap out with. So this is what we got. It is 3 squads of 5 Battle Brothers. Each one has a fusion rifle in it. 2 squads of regular Battle Brothers with fusion rifles. Both of those squads are inside of 2 attack speeders with dual miniguns and the transport option. And then we have a Blood Master Brother right here with the War Chant, and then 10 Blood Death Brothers that have 4 Energy Fists. Now, when I went to go remake this list, Army Forge was having all kinds of problems to where like none of the close combat weapons were showing up. So I'm just going to use the list that I had printed last week. Is the points going to be the same? Probably not. But this is the best thing we got going for us right now. Let's check out the field. So this is our board for today. If you all watch the campaign video, this is the same board. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objectives on the board. We are going to be using one of the new deployment styles. We're going to be using Flank Assault. I'm not allowed to show it to you, but we're going to put the stuff on the board, and you'll see where it ends up. Overview here, we have the flank assault deployment. There are the Battle Brothers. You have the transports over here. Kind of light for them, just like, all Battle Brothers fall into. They're not have many models on the board. And then over here, the Rebel Guerrillas. We got shotgun team, the Simians, shotguns, speeders, more shotguns, and then we have one assault walker up there. All right, so let's see who's gonna go first. The Rebels get 2. The Battle Brothers get 3. Battle Brothers gonna go first. First activation for the Battle Brothers is going to move forward the speeder, and then it's going to fire at the bikes. So you got 8 shots on a 3. Not bad. So we got 5 hits. Bikers normally save on a 5. There's enough cover in between. Makes it a 4, but then AP1, save it back on a 5. We're going to lose 3, which is already half. And they're going to fail their morale test. That's a great start. So we'll just take them right off the end. Boom, boom, boom. And then pinned. Next up, we're going to move the attack walker here. It is going to go a whopping 6. And that is going to fire into that same speeder. So we got the twin laser machine gun, 6 shots, hitting on a 4. 1 whole hit. Oh, today's going to be great. Save it on a 5. 1 wound. So after all that, only 1 wound on the speeder. So out of that same speeder, we had the Battle Brothers get out, and they're going to fire at the walker. Hitting on 3. That black one's going to be the fusion. We got 2 hits at AP1, saving on a 3. 2 saves. Trying to preempt some silliness. The walker all the way on the flank that was up front for the flank assault is going to move 6. Put itself there, and then fire at that speeder. 6 shots on a 4. 3 hits. Save it on a 5, because it's AP3. We got 2 wounds. Putting that speeder down to 4. The speeder then chooses to hold its ground and just fire at the combat walker. 8 shots on 3. We got a couple. AP1, so saving on a 3. Saves them all. So over here next to the Oasis, these Ewoks are going to walk through. Oh, wait, I said the word. These angry teddy bears are going to walk through the swamp. Are going to end up there. 5 of them are going to owe me a dangerous terrain check. Dangerous terrain check on a 1. Okay, they are good. So now that they are not dead, they are going to fire here at those Battle Brothers. So what we end up with is 20 shotgun shells hitting on a 5. Oh, not bad. Okay, AP1, so saving on a 4. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll be the squad. And there they go. Battle Brothers in the back objective are going to move up 6 to there. And then what are they going to shoot at? And they are going to fire at the squad of Simians up in the trees. 4 shots on a 3. We got 3 hits. Saving on a 3 because of cover. They're going to take 1 wound. So one of our hairy dudes goes down to 2 wounds. Rebels' turn. We're just going to activate and recover the bikes. This squad of Battle Brothers are going to go forward 6. And then they are going to fire at the shotguns. 4 shots on a 4. 4 shots on a 3, I meant. And 1 hit. Save it on a 5 because of cover. It fails. Pew! The squad of Rebel shotgunners over here are just going to move forward. And they're going to end up there. Nobody in range. Battle Brothers going to be getting out of that attack speeder up there. And they're going to fire at the walker. Hitting on a 3. Okay, we got 2 misses with the rifles. Everything else hit. Fusion gun saving on a 6. Fails, and the rifles on a 3. So that's 2 saves. Walker is cut in half. Morale test for the walker. It's going to pass. Walker down to 3. The Simians are going to break through the cover. End up there. They're only able to go 6 because of difficult terrain, and they don't have any guns. Last activation for the Battle Brothers. We have the last squad is going to move to right there, and then they are going to fire into Les Simions. Hitting on a 3. So we got 2 and 1. Fusion rifle first on a 6. Yay! And the other 2, they take 1 more. So that means this guy up here in front is down to 1. The last activation for the Rebels on turn 1, the shotgun squad is going to move out. They're not going to be able to get a shot because of all the stuff in the way, so they're going to have to move around like that. And that is going to be the end of turn number 1. On turn number 1, the big thing was maneuvering, and we had the Battle Brothers lose one whole squad to shotgun teddy bears. The Battle Brothers Retribution will be coming this turn with all of the ambushers hitting the board. So now the way things work out in 3.4, you don't roll off for ambushers. Whoever it is going to take the first activation. The next turn, they ambush first. So now it is going to be Battle Brothers putting out their ambushers, and then the Rebels get both of their squads. So the Battle Brothers decided to drop in behind the Simians in the cover. It doesn't really matter because they have the jetpacks. They're just going to ignore the cover. And then in response, we have one unit of strikers dropping there, and one here in the back corner threatening that objective. So at the beginning of turn 2, Battle Brother's going to go first. Okay, so I turned the camera on because we're having a discussion here, trying to figure out where this squad is going to go. Over here, this squad has 18 attacks with AP1 with rending, and then this squad here has 40 attacks with no AP. It's kind of a bad choice either way, because I wanted to turn the camera on so I can give you my thoughts on this one. If they charge here, then I fully believe that this squad here could wipe these because it's 40 attacks. They're going to have a whole lot of hit.
Yeah, but if I go there, they could technically wipe them as well.
Right, so this squad here has a 3-up armor save with regeneration. So they're going to damage the crap out of it, if not remove it from the board. This squad over here, since they have rending and melee, they've removed your regeneration already. Yeah, so
I'm losing either way, but I can take something with me, so...
Right, question is, where do you want to go? You going to go to these?
Yeah.
Okay. You're falling into the famous trap. I may not be Sicilian, but you've taken on a Sicilian where death is on the line. So we have 6 heavy close combat weapons, 4 energy fists on the squad, and then 1 energy fist on the Blood Master Brother. Everything is going to be hitting on a 3. They have a War Chant, so they are furious. They were already furious before, so they get extra double plus furious to get extra hits on a 5. So go ahead and roll. Yeah, it's a whole lot of compounding rules here. So it was only 4 misses total. Let's pull some stuff out. Let's do these one at a time. Let's do the basic attacks first. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 there. And then for the claws, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, go ahead and roll those first. I mean, yeah, they would have killed whatever they're going. Oh, wait, but I'm rolling these. What the fuck am I doing?
Drugs?
Yes, massive drugs. I've been huffing paint all day. So all that put together is 26 hits, saving on a 6. I see some 6s. So out of all that, I only had 7 saves, so that means 19 of the little teddy bears are going to die. So it looks like this, and then ends up like that. So on the fight back, we have 2 attacks with AP1 with rending, fail, and then 2 regular attacks, 1 hit, armor save, passes. So let's see what happens. Oh yeah, those teddy bears are crapping their pants. So because I can see that they are going to get shot up if I don't, those Simians are going to pile into that squad of Death Brothers. So they're like that. 18 attacks hitting on a 4. Ooh, we got a couple 6s. So there are the hits, and then we got 3 furious hits. Save it on a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 go down. Reduced down to that, but everyone who's still there still has their energy fists. Fighting back on a 6 because they are fatigued. They got 3 6s. Saving on a 6. Fail all 3. So that means we're going to lose 1 Simian and 1 has 2 wounds left. Morale test. That's going to be passed. So for the Simians, we lose this guy, and then this guy over here is going to be down to 1 wound, and then we back up an inch. Try to maintain coherency. Like that. Battle Brothers in the corner, they are going to go forward a bit, turn around, and then fire at those rebel guerrillas that showed up right behind them. Hitting on 3. 3 hits. Saving on a 6. Yeah, it's 3 dead. Taking them out. Bloop. Over here, the walker is going to go 6. Around the side here. And then it's going to shoot at the Battle Brothers. 6 on a 4. Ooh, 2 hits. Saving on a 6. 2 dead. 1, 2. Speeder going to move to there. That's giving him the true line of sight to go through and hit the pikes. They are going to be in cover, though. Hitting on a 3. 4 hits. Saving on a 5. That's going to be enough. And all of the bikes go down without ever moving from their deployment. This squad of shotgun rebels down here, they're going to move out to there, and then they're going to level all their shotguns at that attack speeder. So this shotgun squad is still fully operational. 20 shots, hitting on a 5. Oh, not bad. 6 hits, saving on a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 go through. It's still got 1 wound left, and it fails its morale test. So he's down to 1 and pinned. Next attack speeder is going to go there and fire into those shotgunners. 8 shots out of 3. 5 hits. Saving on a 6. Oh, we lose all 5. Morale test out of 5. They're going to fail. They are pinned as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the marble of a scaredy cat. Next activate is going to be the shotgun squad on this side. And again, we got 10 shotguns going into that Battle Brother squad. 20 shots on a 5. Okay. Yeah, 6 hits, saving on a 4. They lose 3. And they pass the morale test. Boop, boop, boop. This squad here going to go 6 inches. And they're going to shoot over those rocks into that squad that just no touched the other squad. The Taliban teddy bears. Hitting on 3. Ooh, 2 hits. Oh, 2 dead because of the AP1. Boop, boop. So here in the middle, this squad's going to move, and I owe myself, 1 dead teddy bear for a dangerous terrain test. And they're going to move to there, and they're going to shoot at the Blood Death squad. Hitting on a 5. Uh-oh. Saving on a 4. They lose 2, but with regeneration, they lose 1. Morale test. They're going to pass. So over here, this squad is fighting the teddy bears. 2 attacks on a 3. We got 1 hit. So that was a 6. Those are furious. So it's going to be 2 hits, saving on a 5. They pass them both. Fighting back with the teddy bears on a 5. 2 hits, saving on a 3. They're going to lose 1. Morale test. Fearless. Oh! So I didn't see that coming. It kills off both of them. Ooh, as they run away. This attack walker down here is going to go forward a 6. And then it's going to fire behind that piece of terrain into that squad over there. 6 shots out of 4. 3 hits. Save on a 6. 2 saves. Morale test. It fails. Fearless. They passes. Leaving him with 1 guy with a fusion gun who's just going to go ahead and fire. It hits. Save it on a 6. It fails. That takes off its last 3 wounds. Boosh. And then last activation for the terrorist teddies. They are going to move on to the objective back here. And they end like that. At the end of turn 2, the Battle Brothers have been suffering the wrath of the evil teddy bears. Let's see what happens in turn number 3. The Blood Death Brothers are going to charge back into the Simians. Rah. Hitting on the 3 with double plus furious. Ooh, we got a couple. 1 miss, but then 1, 2, 3, 4 extra hits. Saving on a 6. 1, 2, 3, and the 1 that was already wounded. So that means we're going to lose 4 models. So, wounded 1. 1, 2, 3. Leaving that guy there. 3 attacks on a 4. 2 hits. 7 on a 4. He's going to lose 1. Morale test for the Simeon. He's going, he gone. Pew! This attack walker going to move forward to right there, and then it's going to fire at that lone fusion gunner on the back. 6 shots. 1 hit. Save on a 6. That'll do it. Pew! This attack flyer is going to move to there, and then who are you shooting at? That squad over there. Hitting all 3. Because of cover, saving on the 5. Didn't matter. Lost all 5. Time for morale test. And they're going to fail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The big squad's going to catch them, brothers. You know what I meant. Oh, wait, no, that's the power of the whole thing.
I mean, you guys just lose power?
I don't know. Go inside and ask them.
Power's out.
Okay. And miraculously, the power went out here in the garage. So, yeah, that's where the fighting is. So, we got the door open, but it's still dark in here. But we will persevere. Hitting on a 5. Save on a 3. He loses 1. Fighting back. Got 3 hits. Saving on a 5. 2 dead. Morale test for the little dudes. Fail. So we're going to be stunned. So he's already lost the 1. We're going to lose 2. And then back up. And get the dreaded pinned marble. So we got these battle brothers. They're going to move here into the central objective. And then they're going to fire off into the shotgun squad over there. 4 shots on a 3. We got 4 hits. Saving on a 6. 3 down. That'll bring us to half strength. Morale test. They're going to pass. 1, 2, 3. So then the shotgun squad's going to run over these rocks here. And then they're going to fire their 10 shotgun shots into that squad there. 10 shots on a 5. Got a couple. We got 3 hits. 7 on a 4. There goes all 3. Morale test. It's going to fail. Fearless. Going to pass. 1, 2, 3. Leaving the fusion gun. Last activation for the brothers is going to unpin that speeder. We're going to unpin this squad of shotguns. So at the end of turn number 3, especially with the power going out, it is turned into an odd game. But we will soldier on into turn number 4. Let's see what the Battle Brothers can do to put themselves on objectives. So first activation of turn 4, that squad of Battle Brothers is going to go there.
Fire into the walker.
And they're going to fire into the walker. Hitting all 3s. Okay, we got 3 hits and then 1 with a fusion. Got to do the fusion first. On a 6, it fails. Everything else on a 3, so he's going to end up taking 4. Morale test. He's going to be pinned. So that takes him down to 2, and he is going to be stunned. Over here, we got these 5 shotgunners going to fire into that attack speeder. 10 shots on a 5. Saving on a 4. He takes 2. Time for a morale test. Passes. So that speeder is down to 2. And then the speeder is going to jump over and take that objective. So at this point, it is now impossible for the Rebel Guerrillas to come back. It all hinged on these 2 points because he ended up getting stunned. He cannot move over there, shoot, and kill this. And because they were unable to stun or kill this speeder, it takes that one. So it's going to be Battle Brothers, Battle Brothers, Battle Brothers in the middle, Rebel Guerrillas, and Rebel Guerrillas for a 3-2 victory for the Battle Brothers. So at the end of the game, what are my final thoughts on the Rebel Guerrillas? You could put a whole lot of them on the board. The way that I played this army, it was very wide and not very tall. With most of the units only having a 5-up quality, they were very susceptible to morale tests. And against the Battle Brothers, running up against that hard armor save did not do them any favors. Against a lighter armored opponent, they'd probably do a whole lot better. But like all the other armies in OPR, there are lots of different ways to build this army. You can make it elite. You could do it with drop ships. You could do it with more vehicles. The way I chose fit the models I had. So don't let their defeat here discourage you. So that'll do it for me out here in the garage. I hope you guys are having a whole bunch of fun playing OPR wherever you are. and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.